know that we are extremely dependent upon economic relations with China. The emerging markets now account for more than half of global GDP. The S&P 500 companies, 40% of their revenues come from abroad. I cite a number of statistics in the book about foreign travel, about student exchanges, study abroad, about disease transmitting. I mean, we are in a world that is much, much more interdependent and integrated than ever before. And as I said, I think it's oversimplifying, but it's fundamentally true. I think this is being driven significantly by the opening of markets around the world. That's wonderful because hundreds of millions of people are being lifted out of extreme poverty. It's an exciting period. We love the intermixing of cultures. The opportunities for peace and well-being are enhanced. On the other hand, there are great problems, and they are global in scale. Climate change, global financial regulation, what institutions are we going to have to deal with this, with these issues, and so on. Now, we also have, at the same time, the development of a new technology of communication, the internet, coupled with satellites, that actually makes a global public forum possible. And that's what happened in the 20th century with the introduction of radio, television broadcasting, and cable. And so we now have a communications technology that supports discussion of this. And the other thing we have, which makes it a harder, more urgent problem, is that the internet and the way it functions is undermining the financial viability of the press as an institution. So that's a well-known story now and a painful story as we think about the role of the great press in our society and in the world. And that is something that is having a deep impact on the information we're receiving about the world, because very practical decisions are being made by the press every day to close foreign bureaus, to limit the amount of full-time or part-time coverage of the world, including places where we are at war, in Afghanistan in particular, where we do not have the level of coverage that we need for the engagement that is underway, just as we did not have in Iraq. So the closing of foreign bureaus, the reliance on stringers as opposed to, I mean, this is and it results in less coverage of international issues in the United States. And because I believe there's a complicated relationship between readers and what they want and what they're provided, we have a case that we are at risk of getting less information at a time we need more. Now, there's a view that we now have hundreds of thousands and millions of bloggers and that this will make up the difference. I'm of the view, this is a complicated subject, but I'll just say, I'm of the view that that's great, but it doesn't make up for what we really need, what we also need, which is an institutionalized press with professional journalistic values covering the world, just like I believe that we need universities doing more of that too, and that's another story.